Hi Lesley,
Hello Simon.
how are you?
Very good, thank you.
Here in the hub, community
Yes.
hub, Pollock United, what do we call it? Pollock United Community Hub?
Or it's the Corker Hill Community Hub,
Corker Hill.
and it is run and managed by Pollock United.
Right, that's the full title.
That's full
I'll
title.
never remember all that, you know me well enough by now.
Pollock United at Corker Hill Community Hub. There you go. How's that?
Brilliant. So Lesley, I'm learning here, so tell us how this came about, the Corker Hill Community Hub then, as part of
Okay.
Pollock United. Are you the one to talk about the history of it a wee bit?
Yeah, sure. So basically, Andy Elliott, who heads up Pollock United, is an absolute health fanatic. He really believes in having that football can have a positive impact in people's health. But he realised at the size that Pollock United had got that actually they could be doing more than just football. So we had a chat about that, and I explained that really you sort of need a base to be able to work with the wider community, and we were very, very fortunate that through conversations with Glasgow City Council we were aware of the fact that what now is the Corker Hill Community Hub used to be the daycare centre,
Right.
and it was closing down and therefore going to be available.
So it was City Council,
This
and they
was
had
a
to
City
close
Council,
it?
yeah.
Was that with cuts and things like that?
No, I think they simply moved. They moved to a new location in
Right.
Pollock. So we were given an option of
Right place, right time?
Right place, right time. Yeah.
How long ago was that?
That was actually in December 2019.
Okay.
So we spent a couple of months painting and decorating and sort of repurposing the place, and we had a community consultation, and that was on the 7th of March, and then the following week COVID hit.
Oh,
So
of course, lockdown.
it's really only been the past few weeks that the doors have started to open up
Right.
in terms of doing the types of activity that we'd wanted to run here at the hub. But we
well,
were
can I say
busy
to
though.
you that I didn't know that, and I've just got involved in the last few weeks, as you know, and it feels as though you've been here forever. Do you know what I mean?
Feels
It
as if-
feels like you're a real part of the community.
It feels for me as if I've been here forever, Simon.
But that's incredible what you've
yeah.
done in a short space of time
Well,
because of that.
Well, during COVID though, I mean, the place was still busy,
Right.
albeit socially distanced busy. We had worked very closely with a local housing provider, and we were aware during COVID that there was a lot of people shielding that didn't have a great amount of family support or friend
Right.
support. And we were lucky enough to secure funding from the lottery, and we partnered with a great charity called Nutrition Scotland.
Right.
And Nutrition Scotland are chefs, and they made up 3-course meals like homemade soup and mince and totties and fruit salad, and they made up, oh God, I think it was about 90 meals, 93-course meals twice a week. And then the Pollock United volunteers delivered it out to the folks. So GHA, or I shouldn't say that, should I?
That's okay.
Local Housing Association helped us identify those people in need. Nutrition Scotland cooked all these meals.
Wow.
And all the volunteers delivered them out to folks. So we did that at the first lockdown. Then we did a summer camp because we were allowed to do that for the kids. Then we started our Friday night football, which was outdoor football for young folks, because there'd been quite a high incidence of, unfortunately,
See the
teenage
thing with the
suicides.
dinners that you did?
Yeah.
There was things like that going on all over the country,
Yes,
probably
there was.
all over the world when I
Yeah.
think about it because of the pandemic. And yet the media focus on, this is the great thing about what we're doing here, because now the world can record their own information, can put out their own content and can tell people good news stories.
Yeah.
Because all the media pick up on are the sad stories and the COVID figures and people that have died or people that have, they want the misery. But there's so much good going on underneath that we miss, like those meals going out into the local community. And I think nearly every football club in Glasgow certainly were doing something similar
Absolutely.
to volunteer and get the players out because they couldn't play football.
Yeah, no, and it was absolutely the right thing to do, and it extended on to us also then doing phone calls to people who were
on their own.
On their own and getting really lonely as we headed towards Christmas time and into the new year. I mean, that was a long haul for folks to be in the house. So we did telephone outreach, and then we did another batch of food, another 1,000 meals delivered. And at Christmas time we also sent out a load of 300 Christmas bags. Right. And that had, chocolates and biscuits and a wee newsletter. And,
so satisfying now, isn't it?
Yeah, and again that was, we can't thank our volunteers enough, Simon, for getting involved in helping the community in that way.
Yeah, people that never get any recognition.
So the hub still was, even though we were
still
closed, we still did use this as a base to be able to gather things up and get it out to the community.
Brilliant. So what about the future for the hub then? What are the plans?
Oh, geez,
we need a lot longer, don't we?
Yeah, have you got an hour? No, so we've got a number of groups already using the centre. We've got a Taekwondo group, a karate group, a dance school, baby sensory.
Baby sensory. For wee babies?
Teeny wee tiny babies, yeah.
Remind me not to come in that. What day is that?
That's a Wednesday morning. Right, very, very noisy, lots of wheels in the bus go round and round. And we just started off sort of a spin-off of that group. We've got a mother and toddlers group,
right.
And that's been really successful. On the 3rd of September we are starting our sewing class, and that's in partnership with Clyde College, right. And that's a free class for folks who want to learn some new skills.
Fantastic.
And leading on from that, we're starting our Chatty Cafe, which is just simply about folks wanting to sit and have a blather.
What it says on the tin, that one. Yeah.
Exactly that. We've got this walking football group. My goodness, they're a rowdy lot. So
that's my toddler group.
That's your toddler group.
There's quite a few came back today. That was about 20 of them came back. So it builds up gradually. If you try and tell them what to do, you're never going to get them.
No. We've got a youth club due to start on Wednesday night. And in fact, one of the folks today said they donate a PlayStation. How good is that? How good is that? So we've got a youth club, and I got an email through from one of my colleagues saying that we just secured money to run yoga, and it's specifically yoga for people who have arthritis.
Wow.
And as you know, that's something I suffer from, so I'll be putting my hand up.
And nearly everybody in walking football as well.
So it'll be an interesting one to offer that out.
And we spoke about the health issues, and now they're starting to speak to me about it.
Yep.
I was speaking to Stuart, one of our players, and he brought it up that men in the west of Scotland are famously, maybe more than the west of Scotland, but we know that men in this part of the world are kind of reluctant to go to the doctor or to speak about health issues. And walking football is starting to help with that, because they share information, and maybe it's something that feeds into what we're doing here at the hub as well.
Absolutely. I mean, the whole ethos of this and what our plans was that we realised that through the sort of power of football and all the volunteers that brings, that we really could be doing more, and that the hub is exactly that. The hub will allow us to reach older members of the community, younger members of the community, folks in the community who aren't particularly interested in football, but
that's right.
They are interested in improving their health, or they are, fed up being stuck indoors or isolated. So, we've decorated this place to look more like a living room rather than like a formal sort of community hall. So it's that's the whole sort of
it's very welcoming.
Yes. Yeah, that it is welcoming.
But it's generic for everyone.
Yeah. And the other thing is that just opening it up for people to family celebrations. So there was a lady in who's hoping to celebrate her 60th birthday, and not everyone has a huge big house that they can invite all their family.
Or wants to go to a pub and pay for a lounge or something like that.
My son was out the other day, and this is his very first sort of trip to the pub, and he said, "Mum, it was £8 for a vodka." I think this was at the Hilton. And he said, "Who would pay that?" I was like,
that's a great first experience to have. Maybe put them off drinking all together.
Yeah, so yeah, I think that it's trying to provide a
So how much is a
place.
vodka going to be here, Lesley?
Well, it's a bring your own bottle, so it's trying to provide something that's cost affordable and that people can celebrate events in life. I think it helps create that sense of community when you can get your friends and your neighbours round to celebrate the sort of landmark type occurrences in life. And as I said, trying to do things for babies and toddlers and young kids and older folk.
I need to ask you, what's your background that brought you to this point in life? Because it's all encompassing, this, what we're doing, isn't it? It's teamwork, it's for individuals, it's nappy to nappy, we say in walking football.
There you go, nappy to nappy.
Because we teach people playing football, my grandson's 18 months,
yeah.
and he doesn't know interested in kicking the ball, he just wants to run about. But from there to us guys playing in their 70s and 80s, it's nappy to nappy. So what got you to this position where you've got all this?
So I've got a bit of an unusual background, but basically I worked in training type companies, and I ended up running a charity that did careers guidance, it did IT training, it did literacy and numeracy, and also linked in with the Citizens Advice Bureau for money advice.
Right.
And then from
it's
there...
all coming together, all the pieces of the jigsaw are coming together. Yeah.
I've got quite a bit of a background in sort of charity governance and also in funding, fundraising, project management, project delivery, and I really believe in Polit United. I really believe.
Well, that's the final ingredient, isn't it?
You know, I have been absolutely blown away with the folks I've met and how many hours that they want to give to the community and how passionate they are about improving health and fitness. So that's why
the final and obvious question then, if you're passionate about Polit United, walking football, about the hub and about everything that we're doing here, when are you going to get your trainers on and come out and kick a ball?
Oh my goodness, don't scare me.
It's time we had a women's team. Don't you think it's time we had a women's team?
Well,
I know we've got girls' teams.
I don't even know if I could run out that door.
No, it's walking.
Walking. I would try the walking football. In all honesty, I would try the walking football. Don't ask me to run.
No running allowed.
No, I would try walking football.
12 o'clock on a Monday, that's you.
Alright, okay, that's me. I know what I'm doing for my lunch break then.
Lesley, it's been great speaking to you.
Thanks
really
very much, Simon.
Opened my eyes to a bigger picture here.
Fantastic.
People think, walking football, it's just walking football. There's much more going on under the water here, isn't
there? Right, absolutely. I will have to now give it a bash. I'm going to have to come along.
Thanks.
Thank you very much, Simon. Cheers.